All right, welcome back, my fellow bonfire break peeps. As you guys know, the Innistrad Crimson Vow just released. Just got my hands on a pre-release kit and a set booster. So what I'm gonna do in this video is we're gonna open up, see what's in here as a part one. You know, separate our piles out, and then in part two, I'm gonna try and build a competitive deck on this that I think could win a pre-release tournament. So for those of you that haven't gone to tournaments or maybe nervous about like how to do one, and then how to build a deck, especially, you know, it's always nice to win. But mostly it's important to have fun, meet some people, trade, collect. But you know, if you're in the competitive spirit, I will let you know how to build a deck. So without further ado, we'll jump into this pre-release. So every pre-release comes with a D20. You also get a foil stamped card of the pre-release event date. So for example, this one is Demonic Bargain. It's got the stamp right there, 2021. Used to have like the full date, but they don't do that anymore. And then you'll usually get some tokens, or if there's like a mechanic, like Dungeons and Dragons had the dungeons in them. So you get your foil promo. This has the day and night. And some cards for when you have double-sided cards, you can write on here what they are and put them in your deck. This way you don't have to have sleeves at your pre-release. So kind of it. Little divider. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 boosters. And then you just try and build a deck off of it. So, a couple commons. You still got the wolves, the spirits, zombies. Should be some vampires in here. Got through the uncommons and commons, and you got your rare. This one's a Kraken Horror. So what I like to do is put those in separate piles. Tokens and those. Just for the sake of the video, I won't be separating into different colors, so just commons and uncommons to start, and then our rares that we're looking for to try and build our deck around the most powerful cards that we do get. Got a Consuming Tide. So first two rares are blue. It's gonna really push us into that direction strongly. Uncommons here. Now we did get a red green rare right here. So first strike and reach. It's pretty good. Anything on the back? No. We did get a foil rare green blue. Whenever a frog we control attacks, mill 3 cards. Whenever a permanent card is put into your graveyard from your library, exile it with a croak counter on it. You may play lands and cast spells from among those you own and exile with croak counters on them. So, some self-mill there. Not really a huge fan of that. Those of you who don't know, it's only a 40 card deck, so milling yourself can sometimes be bad. I know in 60 card and in Commander, milling can be good. You're finding the stuff that you need. All right, so we did get a Mythic. It's a Cemetery Desecrator, Zombie 4/4 Menace. When it enters the battlefield or dies, exile another card from a graveyard. When you do, choose one. Remove X counters from target permanent, where X is the mana value of the exiled card, or target creature an opponent controls gets -X until end of turn, where X is the mana of the exiled card. That's pretty strong. I mean, it's a 4/4 with Menace when it comes in, and then you're probably killing something with it. So That's a solid hit. Swamp, day and night token. Wandering Spirit. Hopeful Initiate. It's a rare. Plains, Vampire token. All right, last pack. Got a lot of zombies. So I'm kind of leaning if we do like a blue-black zombie. We did get a Mirror Hall Mimic as our last rare, another blue card. Enters the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield except it's a spirit in addition to its other types. Then you can play it from the graveyard for 5. An island, holographic plains. As nice as this is in a pre-release, I'd rather this, if I'm gonna get a holographic, let it utilize any other type of card, or at least be like a special land. This doesn't really help me in a pre-release. All right, so that is the opening of a pre-release. I got a lot of blue and black cards, so we'll probably swing in that way. Well, let's take one last look. All right, so I'm gonna sort these out real quick, and then we will get to building our deck. All right, so for sake of time, we're back with everything organized. So we've got our rares up top based on colors or multicolor. We've got our uncommons and commons separated into their color piles as well, with uncommons on top. We've got 3 colorless cards, artifacts down here. And then we've got 2 non-rare multicolored cards down here. So what I always like to do is look at my rares, and then look at my couple uncommons per pile, and just kind of see what I like. It's important to see what you like first, because if you're going to be playing 3, 4, maybe 5 matches, you want to at least play something you like, whether it's good or bad. At least you can have fun with it. I've been messing around with zombies myself, so this Mythic rare has attracted me a little bit. It's always important to put creatures and anything that kills something on the board as your #1 priority. So if you're looking at maybe how to get the most creatures out really fast and just burn them before they even get to do anything, that's a strategy. Or kind of a combination of smaller creatures, bigger creatures, and then something to, target something on the board to clear away, to get that damage in, and just build off of that. So kind of looking at this, I noticed I had 2 of the same uncommons here, and they're very good. So it's whenever it enters the battlefield, you create a blood token, which is, it's an artifact with tap for 1, discard a card, sacrifice this artifact, and draw a card. He also has an ability, a 3/2 for 2. You're already winning right there, but it's a tap, sacrifice him. Target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is twice the number of blood tokens you control. Activate only as a sorcery. So, you can't be playing too many games with that, because you can't do it at instant speed or in combat or something like that. If it had vigilance, it's at sorcery speed, so it's during one of your main phases. Not too much combat trickery, but there are cards to bring things back in every single set if it dies. Sometimes it's with a counter, sometimes it gets vigilance for the rest of the game, or death touch or something. So I was attracted to that. I'm still attracted to this, where when it enters the battlefield or dies, exile a card from a graveyard. If you do, choose 1. And then you're either removing counters from a target permanent based on the mana value, or giving a creature -X/-X, where X is the mana value. So it's really good. It's 4/4 menace. For 6, it'd be a hell of a lot better at 5 mana, but it's very interesting. The other thing that I thought was a kind of a cool play is this Hull Breaker Horror. So it's a 7/8 Kraken Horror for 7. It's flash. The spell can't be countered, and whenever you cast a spell, choose up to 1. Return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand, or return target non-land permanent to its owner hand. So this can get very dangerous. If you can like somehow ramp to this, play it on like a turn 5, let's say, you've got a 7/8 flash, so you probably played it on their turn. They're not even expecting it, and now you're just playing stuff in your hand. You're either playing creatures or instants or sorcery spells, and you're just removing their stuff off the board. The only problem is looking at the other blue cards here, I don't think we have enough. So we've got a lot of high mana costing stuff. It's mostly because a lot of these cards are going to give you like flying. So this creature has flying again with the spirits, a zombie, another spirit with disturb, so that stuff coming back. And you're digging, flying again. So I don't really like the mana base for the blue. Overall, I generally don't play any white cards. I'm just not familiar with it. I don't have a lot of fun with it. It's a lot of tapping my stuff to tap their stuff. I feel like you're never getting anywhere. And there's not that good of removal in white this time around. Red and black, I feel like, has the most removal. So, like I said, we've got these 2 multicolored red-black cards. So we're going to make this our staple with this. So when you're done with that, and you decide what colors you're going to use, just remove everything else off the board. Make it simple. Hone in. Figure out what you want to do. So we've got our red, our black, our artifacts that can go in any deck, and then our 3 staples that we want to play around. Now, looking at our last rare card, which was our promo for this set, exiling the top 13 cards of my own library, then search my library for a card, put that card in your hand, and shuffle for 3, odds are I'm going to exile something that I was going to go search for. Out of a 40-card deck, you're exiling 13, what is that, like 25% of your deck automatically gone? No thanks. So we're just going to keep that over there. Now, we got 2 vampires, 2 zombies. So we're looking to protect our stuff here, maybe pump them up, somehow ramp. If ramp's not really a red or black strategy, so kind of hard to find that out. But yeah, let's take a look. So we've got something here to, reveal something from their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. If you only pay 1, it's got to be mana value 2 or less. That player discards it. So it's a great, if I don't have a 1-drop, maybe they do and I'm going first. I play this to get rid of that 1 or 2 drop. If you pay 3 though for it, you get to pick anything in their hand and discard it. So it's a great late game as well. 113 comes in tapped, so just a beefy blocker. You're still getting some flying in here with a 2/2 and a bat. So here we go. This is what we're talking about. Undying Malice. Until end of turn, target creature gains. When this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it. So, let's say you're getting towards late game. You sacrifice this. You play this on top to bring it back, but you're also going to kill something on their board. Guess what? When the next turn comes around, you can do it again. You're killing more stuff on their board. So that's a must. Enchant creature for 1 black. It gets +2/+2 as long as it's a vampire. Otherwise, it gets -2/-2. This is fantastic removal. For 1, you can kill something on their side or something that's just too big and bringing it down to your vampire or zombie level. Or you put it on a vampire and it's getting +2/+2. This turns into a 5/4 on turn 3. 5/4 turn 3. They got to do something. 4 turns, they're dead. So I like that one. You draw 2 cards, you lose 2 life, then you create a blood token. Well, what do we need? We need blood tokens, correct? You get to draw. Losing 2 life, not the greatest thing. Gift of Fangs, another one, we'll take it. When it enters the battlefield, create a blood token. Whenever you sacrifice a blood token, you gain 1 life. The 1/4 for 3. It's also a vampire to work with our other stuff. Throw it in there. Another pointed discussion, I'll put it in there for now. I don't really want 2 of these cards in there, but we'll put it in there. At the beginning of your end step, if you discard a card this turn, transform Ragged Recluse. It's a 2/1. When it flips over, it's a 3/3, and whenever it attacks, a defending player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So, how many games have you gone to where someone's at 1 life and you just can't get through all their creatures. This doesn't even have to hit, it just has to swing. It's a thought. And discarding a card, that's going to be easy with the blood token. You got to discard a card to even activate it. So I like that one. It's another creature. For 1 black, when it enters the battlefield, you get a blood token. Already a win right there. Pay 4, tap, sacrifice Blood Fountain, return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, another way to get these back. Solid. We'll put it in there. Our last 2 black cards here are Diagraph Scavenger. We got 2 of them. 4/4. Kind of hefty cost for a 2/3, but it's got Death Touch. So odds are it's killing something. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target creature or 1 target card from a graveyard. If a creature card was exiled this way, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. We've got 2 of those. So even if there's nothing in their graveyard, when you play this one that's a creature, odds are it's going to kill a creature, right? So then when you play the second one, boom, you're in there. 4 mana cost, I know it's a little steep, but I like it. So right now we're going to kind of pass on this. This is a maybe just because of the flying. Now we're going into red. Now we got a lot of vampire synergy over here, so that's kind of what we're going to be looking for, along with some more removal. This doesn't help us too much. It's nice if we had a lot of mana. This is a late game. You get X+1/+1 counters on it. Whenever it's dealt damage, you remove that many +1/+1 counters and you deal that much damage to any target, including player. So it's a maybe. Ballista Watcher. It's one of those, you tap to deal damage to something. It's a 4/3. When it flips, it's still doing 1 damage, but now that creature can't block this turn. It's 5/5. I'll pass. Rending Flame for 3. Deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that permanent is a spirit, Rending Flame also deals 2 damage to that permanent's controller. It's a 5 damage to something for 3. If it happens to be a spirit, bonus. We'll take it. Now, this is probably going to be one of my favorite red cards out of this. It's a 2/3. Whenever you attack with exactly 2 creatures, transform him. So he goes from a 2/3 to a 3/3 vampire now, still vampire, with trample. When this creature transforms into Deadly Dancer, add 2 red until end of turn. You don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. So if you need 2 more mana, you swing with 2 creatures, you flip them, you got the extra mana to cast something big. If not, it flips when you attack with just 2. It doesn't have to be an attacker, and you pay 2 red. You can automatically do this. You already got the mana for it. And him and another target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Boom, that's a nice little boost. They don't block, you spend all your red mana then. Get that hefty damage in. Markov Retribution, choose 1 or both. Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn, or target vampire you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. It's interesting. It's a way of removal as long as they got something low mana cost. Instead of swinging in with something and it dying, you can use this to kill it and then swing in. It's on the fringe. It's on the fringe. 2/6 Defender for 4. Defender, when it flips, it's a 6/6. Attacks each combat if able. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's a hefty blocker to begin with at 4 mana. But, Werewolf, not really playing with too many of those, so we'll keep it in there for a second. As long as you control another wolf or werewolf, it gets +1/+0 and has trample. No, thank you. We're not playing any wolves. Flame Blessed Bolt. Deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that creature or planeswalker would die this turn, exile instead. The exile it instead is so important with this set, and same with the Midnight Hunt. There's so much disturb with spirits. So dealing 2 damage, you're knocking something off the board, or you're swinging in, and then you're gonna get the card to finally kill that creature off that was big. But exiling it, crucial. We'll take it. Bloody Betrayal. This is your classic for 3. One of them being red. You gain control of a creature and untap it. It gains haste. You create a blood token. That's important for our deck. But like I said, we're playing with some small creatures. let's not just grab their big one and swing with it. You play it, we'll use it. Lightning Wolf gains first strike until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery, 4/3. For 4, nah. For 1 red, so a nice little 1-drop here. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. You're already dinging them for 1 point of damage. And you're getting a blood token. And it's a 1/1. So, you know, you're just swinging in right away with this. It's a vampire. We'll keep it. Bloody Betrayal, again, that gaining control of stuff. Not, like, crucial to have 2 in it. Blood token kind of makes it more important for our deck. So we'll take it. We got 2/3 Menace, Fearful Villager. When it flips over, it's a 4/3 with Menace. Now, I love Menace, especially in Limited. Menace trumps. There's Flying, and then there's Menace to me. Those are the 2 most important. Having more than 2 creatures on the board is rare, so the odds are they're sacrificing something to this to go down to 1, and you're going to probably be running some other Menace creatures. I like it. And the Festivities deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature and planeswalker they control. It's definitely on the cutting board. For 2, it's a 2/1 vampire. It has first strike as long as it's attacking, and when it dies, you create a blood token. So you can just keep hammering this in, make them use a combat trick to kill it because it has a first strike, but then you're gaining a blood token. Blood token is crucial. 1, not just for our 2 creatures here, but it's going to let you recycle your lands that you keep drawing. You're just like anyone else. You're drawing those lands late game. You know, this doesn't help. I want to discard it, draw a new card. 4/4 for 5. It's Menace. I already love it. Don't even gotta say more to me. But when it enters the battlefield, it's creating 2 blood tokens. Not 1, but 2. So just right there, if you create those 2 in this, that's a -4/-4 to a creature. That's killing most things in Limited. So I like it. Our artifacts here, for 2, when it enters the battlefield, you're drawing a card. So just a little bit of a draw engine. When you can sacrifice Wedding Invitation, target creature can't be blocked this turn. If it's a vampire, crucial for us, it also gains lifelink. It's great. We'll put it in there, not a doubt. When Blood Servitor enters the battlefield, create a blood token for 3. It's a 2/2. I don't need that many blood tokens. So it's one of those cards, if we don't have the 40, we'll put it in. So it's on the cutting board. Ceremonial Knife. It's a 1/1, an artifact equipment. Gets creature gets +1/+0 and has whenever this creature deals combat damage, create a blood token. So just keep equipping this and getting those blood tokens. That's what we want. It's going to help us dig through our deck for more important stuff, but it's also going to help us with all of our blood token synergy. So this is a must. All right. So what I like to do then, for those new to creating a deck, is laying out all the cards that I want, but putting them by mana cost, just to kind of see that curve. So here we got a 1, a 2, and just like that, it's all set up. A little bit faster than normal, but it does. So you can kind of just see our mana curve at the bottom here tail off, and that's what you want. You want a lot of 1, 2, mostly 2 and 3 drops. This is going to give you some, comboing, when you get to that 5, 6 mana range, but you're going to have enough 1 drops to where you're doing something on turn 1 more than likely. And I love that. That's the best you can do. Now, we got some bigger creatures over here. We got our Death Touch guys that are trying to gain us life, deal damage to the opponent. We've got our Menace Vampire creating more blood tokens. And then we got our Zombie that's a 4/4 Menace, and then it's just going to kill something right off the bat, So I like it. Now, what you want to kind of do is go, it's recommended, 15 to 17 lands, depending on your mana curve. The higher you go, you want more lands. So then you're kind of sacrificing some better cards, some early game to get to these big cards and making sure you have the land for it. So I like to run 24 non-land cards and 16 land cards for the most part. So I think we got a good mana curve here. We've actually got exactly 24 cards. So that was kind of lucky. Usually I'm cutting 2-3 cards every single time. But now we want to make sure that we're putting something on the board to use our Gift of Fangs, Undying Malice, our Ceremonial Knife. We have something on the board that's either threatening or letting us interact. So we've got only one creature, one drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 creatures at the 2-drop. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 creatures. So 3, 7, 8 creatures, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 50% of our cards are going to be creatures. That's pretty good. We're probably putting something on the board every single time. We're using Gift of Fangs, for example, to make it even more threatening. You know, getting that, 2-drop, drop that on it. Now we're swinging for 4. Like, we're just going crazy. Or we're clearing it away for our 2-drops to just go in and deal that early damage. Especially, some people only keep 1 creature in their hand in the beginning, maybe 2. And so you're already threatening. They're panicking already, losing that early creature. You're just going in for damage and damage. They're panicking, making crazy moves. They drop only 1 more creature. You used your Blood Betrayal. Snag it, swing, let's go. Let's get the dub. So if you like this video, make sure that you like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you got questions about it, let me know. If you've got questions about a deck that you're looking at, let me know, and I'll love to interact. For anyone that likes and subscribes and leaves a comment, if you've made it this far, leave a comment saying Hull Breaker Horror, and I will be giving this as a giveaway. So make sure you like, subscribe, and comment Hull Break Horror, and you'll be entered in for this card. Thanks again, guys.